Guys, I want to cover the best marketing strategies that you guys can implement within your fitness business in 2023. Now, the reason why marketing is so important to me and why I spend so much time studying and implementing it is because marketing fundamentally changed my life. It was only in 2018 when my gyms were about to go bankrupt. So I live in Manly at the moment on the northern beaches of Sydney. And I remember I was sitting on a beach in North Curl on the back of my business partner's ute, and we're thinking about quitting business. We had just opened a new facility that was 520 square meters, and we were losing $13,000 every single month. There was no lockdowns. There was no craziness of the world. We were just bleeding money like there was no tomorrow. I didn't know how to get out, and I didn't know what I was going to do to survive. My biggest fear, guys, was that I was going to have to come home to my wife and let her know that we're going bankrupt. That was my biggest fear. I was so privileged that just 5 days later on a Friday afternoon, I went and met a person named Travis Jones, and I went to a one-day seminar. Now, Travis had built 4 gyms at that time, and eventually he scaled to 13. And he taught me about marketing. He taught me how he grew his business through marketing and specifically Facebook ads. Once I kind of started to learn that, we went from bankrupt, like pretty much going bankrupt, like really tough times, to just a couple of years later, we had over 1,200 members. And what that taught me is that marketing is so powerful. If you cannot market your business and generate leads, there's no point being good at sales because you have no one to close. You also can't develop a team or become a leader because without the top of your funnel, filling up the growth of your business, you'll never have full-time staff. You'll never have virtual assistants. You'll never have operations checklists. You won't even need to have systems within your business because you'll be struggling at 20, 30, 40, 50 members, and the system will be you. So if you want to build a high 6-figure or 7-figure fitness business, you must be willing to execute these tactics. You must be willing to understand that without lead generation, no other good stuff happens within your business. And that's why, as fitness business owners, if you make marketing your number one priority and you get really, really good and talented at it, I promise you, you'll add 30, 40, 50, 60% in increased revenue to your business in 2023. But if you don't, you'll probably be in the same position as you are today, because marketing will feed your growth and feed massive and rapid growth for you in 2023. Now, for all this stuff to work, guys, there's just a couple of very key basics that you have to implement. So firstly, you have to have a marketing plan or a strategy. Okay, you must know what you need to do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis in some type of checklist system. Okay, that is starting to build the most important system within your business, which is your lead generation system, or the most common term would be a marketing plan. But then you must also be willing to execute that marketing plan for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours per day. And the hardest part that you guys will come into at the start of your journey is that it will actually be you implementing the marketing plan, right? More than likely, you'll be the one doing it. But as you start to get bigger, you are able to bring on a team, maybe a virtual assistant, maybe your internal team, where your life will become easier. There is also a plethora of different options at your disposal to be able to delegate certain tasks of your marketing to professional companies, e.g. digital agencies, Google My Business companies, SEO, and things like that. You've just got to be really careful when you're delegating, especially when you're in the growth part of business, because anyone who's quite good at what they do, it's usually very, very expensive. So in each marketing strategy that I give you, I'm going to tell you a way that you can do it yourself, and then also a way that you could potentially outsource it. And there's some marketing strategies that I would never outsource at any stage, and I'll tell you why. Now, the first way to grow your fitness business and the quickest way to grow in 2023 still is Facebook and Instagram paid ads. The reason for that is because you get massive amounts of reach for like pretty cheap clicks, right? And you're able to turn your marketing on for 24 hours a day. If you are time poor, Facebook and Instagram ads are your only way to market at the start, right? You can run them yourself in like 15 to 30 minutes a day, or you can go to an agency for sure, right? But if you're running sessions, if you're doing retention, you're doing sales, and you don't have time to implement marketing for an hour a day, your first place of starting a marketing plan will always be paid ads. Because whether you're spending $20 a week, or whether you're spending $1,500 a week, like one of the accounts I'm going to show you, right? You're getting massive amounts of reach, right? And you're able to get a lot of leads and a lot of traffic, right? When you do paid ads really, really well. And just to show you a couple of accounts so you know what's possible. So this is probably one of my closest private clients. So his name's Rick. He's based in Melbourne. So Rick's business was like really, really struggling when we first came together, and it was no fault of Rick's. It was just that Victoria was the most locked down place on the planet. I want to know how long they'll lock down for. It was way too long. And the first thing that we implemented for Rick was a basic marketing strategy that he could implement on paid ads. So if you have a look at Rick's accounts here, and this is over the last 30 days, guys, he has got 153 new leads. That is 153 name, email, and phone numbers that his sales team can contact. So you'll see the leverage of how powerful it is, right? And I'm going to talk about like referrals and Instagram organic, Facebook organic joint ventures and things like that. There is no way any other marketing tactic I tell you today can compete with that. There is nothing anyone can tell you that go, hey, Dave, if you go post on your Instagram every day, you're going to get 153 leads. It is not going to happen, right? If you want to grow quickly, right, write this down. You want to go paid. If you have a goal of growing quick, you've got to go paid, right? But also on Rick's account, right, that was about $30 leads, which is like pretty average. So he's spending pretty sizable budgets. And you've just got to make sure that in your Facebook ads, guys, is generally you want to be selling an offer valued at over $199, right? And you need to make sure that you have very, very systematic sales follow-up in place. I'm not going to go into the sales strategies needed in massive length today, but you've got to be following up your leads as quickly as possible. Within 5 minutes is optimal, ideally no later than 30, right? And so many fitness business owners give up on their leads too quickly. Never say on a Facebook or Instagram paid ad that you have a bad quality of lead until you have called them twice a day, emailed them once, and text messaged them once for 5 days. Plus, you've called them once a day, texted them and emailed them once a day for the next 5 days. Okay, that is 35 touch points before you say the lead is bad quality. Because when you're running your paid ads, guys, it's called pattern interrupt marketing. No one's going on Facebook, right, to join up on a fitness program. They're going there to be entertained. So it's where you've got to master running really good paid ads, but then also as well having very, very systematic sales follow-up processes in place. It is not easy. Rick has added $500,000 to his business this year. It is not easy, right? You can reach out to Rick anytime you like and chat to him about how hard him and his team works in these follow-ups. But you can actually fundamentally change your life forever with 1 year of really, really hard work. Now, another account that you can see, which is just a few different funnels, because I wanted to show you some stuff for an online business as well. This is my friend Reese McCaffrey. He's based in New Zealand in Christchurch, right? He has a funnel. This is only over the last 7 days. He's got 168 leads in 7 days, 135 new opt-ins for his 28-day offer for his gym. And he's also starting to scale his online fitness business through a group funnel. So again, I just wanted to show you those two accounts so you understand the power of paid ads if you implement it correctly. Now, the next one, right, is we didn't actually implement this as effectively as what I'm going to talk about, as I've seen from this member named Felipe. Now, we didn't do too much Google stuff in my journey of scaling from 27 to 1,200 members. And I only realized the power of this when my really great friend Felipe from Texas came to me, and he told me that he signs up 187 new members every single year using Google My Business and also Google Ads. That is so incredible. And one of the things that always frustrated me with Facebook and Instagram ads is the amount of follow-up you have to do, right? But it's also nature of the beast. There's pros and cons of everything. But when I was kind of chatting with Felipe, he said something really powerful to me. He goes, Jimmy, when someone's toilet explodes, they don't go to Facebook to fix it. They go to Google, right? They do a Google search, the #1 search platform on the planet. And what you guys are able to do if you haven't already, and in about 20 minutes, I'm going to show you where to find all these trainings and things like that, is you're able to optimize your Google My Business setup, right? So that when people search, your business pops up, right, as a potential business that could help them. And you're also able to add on Google Ads as well. Now, the power of Google Ads is you get very, very high quality leads. And I'm sure a couple of people watching this would realize that the leads that you get from your website are often a lot more higher quality than the leads you get from paid ads, especially been running Facebook and Instagram, right? Because the buyer's intent is a little bit higher. Now, the only downside, if any, of Google Ads and Google My Business setup compared to Facebook ads is the volume is a little bit lower, right? So you don't get 167 leads or 168 leads in a week, a little bit like what Reese does. So the volume's a little bit lower, but the lead quality is a little bit higher, right? And the lesson that I want to have for you guys here today is if you're looking at implementing these, I really hope that systematically over the next 7 to 9 months that you're able to implement all of these strategies within your business so that you never have to worry about a lead again. Because one of the most sad times within my life was we had just scaled to 3 locations. I was at the Marina Bay Sands. Let me know below if you've ever been to the Marina Bay Sands. It's a beautiful hotel in Singapore. And I was there and our Facebook accounts got shut down. So I had 3 business partners reaching out to me, really, really scared about the future of our business and our growth, because that was the first time it happened to us. And instead of being able to enjoy this amazing holiday that I've worked so hard with my wife on, because we didn't have other lead generation sources at that time, it was only Facebook ads, I was very stressed, I was very overwhelmed, and I was very anxious. But that time at the Marina Bay Sands taught me a really fundamental and amazing lesson. It's that if you only rely on one source of leads, whether it be Google My Business or Facebook ads, because that's the first 2 we've talked about, is that your business is in a very dangerous position because you don't own Google and you don't own Facebook or Instagram, meaning your accounts can be shut down in an instant. And I have seen it time and time and time again that fitness business owners, whether they've done something wrong or whether they haven't, have had ad accounts and businesses and business pages shut down in an instant. So if you implement one of these strategies, you want to implement it really, really well. And it might take you anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks, depending on your skill level here today. But then what you want to do is make sure that you're adding on other lead generation sources so your business is safe. Because I'll tell you, you sleep easier at night knowing that you get leads from 5 different lead sources compared to if you only have one, which is most commonly Facebook and Instagram ads, because you know that your business is safeguarded. Now, the next one, guys, okay, that you want to be implementing within your business is a basic Instagram strategy. Now, I know that every fitness business owner in the world would generally have an Instagram account. One of the good things about Instagram at the moment is you're starting to get a lot of reach in terms of your reels. And over the next 2 strategies, which are both organic and not paid, it's really, really important that you focus on these things on Instagram if you want to do really, really well. The first thing is you have to have a strategy to grow the amount of followers that you have. Okay, so if you have 250 followers today, what we're really looking for is how do you have 750 followers in 12 to 24 weeks? And there must be strategies and implementation around that. And the reason why that's important is because your content is getting seen by more people, right? You must have a strategy to grow your Instagram following. Now, the next strategy that you must implement on your Instagram is your actual content strategy. And I want you guys to write this down if you're watching. Your content is for your audience. It's not for you. Your content is for your audience. It's not for you. And that's where, as a fitness business company or a fitness business owner, you must be really, really clear with what niche and what outcome you help people achieve. It's very, very hard to make content if your fitness business helps people get leaner, add heaps of muscle, run marathons, do triathlons, get back into fitness for beginners. If you're like a really, really broad niche, right, it's very hard to make content that actually helps people because there's no sequence to it. So one of the biggest things that really helped us within our journey is we had a fitness business. We had 3 gyms and we helped people get fitter, get leaner, get stronger, run marathons, do Tough Mudder, all those amazing things. And let me know if you've got a really wide range of goals that you have helped people achieve in your fitness business, just crazy stuff. right? But our number one marketing strategy and how we got everyone into the business was that we helped people lose 5 kilos or more through education and training. That's what all of our content was about. So we could cut through the noise and we could stand for something. When the members came in, we helped them get stronger. We helped them, do amazing power lifts, and we helped them run triathlons. But that is not what our marketing was about. So you need to make sure that you've really defined your niche. And then with your content on Instagram, right, make sure that you're covering these 3 fundamentals. One, that you're showing proof that you are actually good at what you do. And that would be either sharing your own testimonial if you don't have a lot of members right now, right? Showing that you're fit, that you're healthy, that you've changed your life, that you are a leader within the fitness industry. Or the best type of testimonial, right? If you guys write this down, because no one believes what you guys say, is get someone else to say it for you. And that is where video testimonials are so powerful, right? Because if I have my friend David Pugh, who lost 15 kilos with us, saying how we changed his life, that is more powerful than me saying it, right? And that is the first pillar of content, which would be called testimonials. And what you're trying to tick off within that is trust. Get people to trust you that you're good at what you do. The next piece of content that you want to cover is what we call results in advance. And that's where you're giving content that people could implement that day and become healthier, fitter, stronger, and leaner, whatever your niche is. So if I use, for example, how we helped people lose 5 kilos or more, a really helpful piece of content is we could talk about how walking assists with fat loss and how we recommend doing over 7,000 to 12,000 steps per day and what the benefits of that would be for someone wanting to lose 5 kilos. And what the outcome of that reel or photo or whatever it might be on Instagram would be that I would want the person to walk a little bit more than what they are today, tomorrow, right? And that is something that we have actually helped that individual do through our piece of content. And everyone watching this, you would have seen content from someone somewhere in your life, whether it be a podcast, Instagram post, whatever it is, that has helped you take action within 24 hours. And give me a why in the chat. If you've ever watched something, it's become really powerful for you and you've taken action. And those pieces of content, guys, you want to save. When you see those on whatever platform it might be, you want to save it and understand what was the psychology? How did that marketer structure it? How did they latch into your mindset in a 45-second reel and make you go for a run that afternoon? Right? Because I've watched reels. I really like David Goggins. And let me know in the comments if you like David Goggins. I've watched David Goggins before and literally got off my couch and gone for an hour run from a 30 to 60-second reel that man has posted. And that is what you call really, really powerful content that's getting people to take action and also giving them results in advance on what they want to be in the future. And the final piece of content, guys, that you can put into absolutely any of your marketing is giving away really valuable resources, which we call a 2-step post, or another really common way that it's called is called a raise your hand post, right? And that's where you might have a meal plan that helps someone lose 5 kilos in 7 weeks, right? And they comment below on Instagram and then you're able to send it to them via private messenger. Okay. And then the last part of your Instagram that you must be really good at is sell by chat. Okay. How you chat to someone on Messenger to be able to get them in for a sales consultation within your business is a real art form. It takes a very long time to get good at. You need to have a structure for it, but then you also need to put in a lot of reps on how you position your questions to get replies and how you move people through a sales system to be able to get them to join up. But if you're able to implement these systems, you'll be able to get 9.6 bookings per week from an Instagram account. The reason I know this is because I implement all the systems I just told you. And this year we averaged 9.6 sales consultations over the whole year off a basic Instagram account with no paid ads, just growing the account, creating content that really helps people, and having an absolute beast doing sell by chat, which was initially me. And then you're able to outsource that to a virtual assistant, but you just must be willing to train them very, very effectively. Now, the next way that you can grow your business is using a Facebook personal account. And the reason why Facebook personal accounts over Facebook business accounts go better is because on your business account, you're not going to get much reach unless you do paid ads. So my business account would be Code 5 Fitness. Back when I was at Code 5, that was my business Facebook. My personal was Jimmy Pomponio, right? And in your personal account, it's the same rules apply that happens on Instagram. You need to grow your friends list to 5,000 friends. Okay, if you add 20 in the morning, 20 of a night, you'll get there in about 18 months. And you can use localized targeting groups to make sure that you find the right people. But then you need to make content that's really, really helpful. You need to post your testimonials. You need to make sure you give people results in advance and really actionable content and give away really amazing resources. And then you finally need to match in sell by chat. And the most simple way to do this at the start, guys, if you want the most simple and effective way, if you're not currently marketing on Instagram and Facebook and getting amazing results, is post the same content on Instagram that you do on your personal page, right? Start to repurpose. And then in time, you can start to do amazing live videos and different reels and all that cool kind of fun stuff that I do today. But you need to make sure you have a team, but more importantly, time to be able to do that. Now, probably the best result that's fitness related is my really good friend, Dylan Fowler, and give me a Y in the chat if you know who Dylan is Dylan grew an online business to 130 active members using only a Facebook personal account. That was his only marketing strategy, right? He was profiting about $20,000 a month off a Facebook personal account. How crazy is that, right? Now, Dylan broke a couple of our fundamental rules, which he only had one way to generate leads. He only used his Facebook personal account. But what Dylan did when I was talking to him about it, because I love to interview people when they're successful in their business, is I go, Dylan, how'd you do it? I go, how'd you get this result? And he goes, every single day, I focused on what is trending on the Facebook personal account. I made sure I grew my account, and I wanted to make sure that within my content that my avatar could achieve a result without ever having to pay me a cent. And from those basic strategies, plus sell by chat, he was profiting $20,000 a month off a Facebook personal account. That is absolutely crazy. But it's just a sign for you guys that if you're willing to go all in on any of these marketing strategies, you can achieve unbelievable wealth from a fitness business and unbelievable profits. You've just got to be willing to invest the time, energy, and effort to actually get good at each different marketing platform. But the really good news for you guys is that if you go all in on one of these platforms over the next 90 days, just say, for example, you're like, Jimmy, I'm going to go all in on Instagram, right? I'm going to dominate that. I'm going to get 10 bookings a week. The skills that you learn on Instagram translate over because you're just developing marketing skills. Yes, sometimes the content on different platforms is different. Maybe the platform looks a bit different, but you're just learning how to create images, how to create powerful videos, how to write copy, and the art of persuasion through marketing. So if you get really good at any platform, you learn a lot quicker on the other ways that you can market. Now, the next one is referrals. And this is actually a very interesting story. I launched a program earlier this year where I'd help fitness business owners add 30 new members. So what the concept was is a client came to me, they have 100 members. I work with them until they have 130 members. Now, I was so blessed that through those marketing channels, I met a guy named Reese McCaffrey based in Christchurch in New Zealand. I showed you his ad account before. And this guy's like a certified beast, right? So we had this massive game plan for 10 weeks on how we'd add 30 members. And the first strategy that we implemented was a basic referral strategy within his club for his current members, and also getting his trainers to refer people to his business. Now, what blew my mind is Reese and I, well, 95% Reese, 5% me. I just had the idea. He added 35 new members in 21 days. Using these strategies. And I didn't really know what to do. So I just continued to coach Reese, and he's become like a very, very close friend and someone I rely on heavily and someone I go to for a lot of advice, especially in the fitness industry right now. And the lesson to you guys is if you're able to have a system for getting referrals, and a system for getting your staff to refer to your business, you can have absolutely massive growth within your company over a short period of time. But then when you build them into systems, it becomes an absolute systematic approach for getting referrals. And I'm going to cover a couple of basic things we did with Reese for you guys here today. So first of all, Reese did not have a referral culture within his business, right? His business wasn't getting a ton of referrals before we first met. And if you don't have a referral culture in your business at the moment, you want to start with a referral challenge where you give some type of prize or giveaway for people who refer their friends and family to their business. The prize or giveaway we used was a $500 voucher, right, for anyone who referred a friend that joined, and they would enter the draw to win the main prize. And the reason we always start off with a giveaway or promotion of some sort is it makes it okay to ask for a referral. So then we have a reason. Hey, David, I'm just asking you for a referral here today just because I want you to enter the draw to win a $500 gift voucher. So it automatically makes it okay to start to ask, right? Because if you ask for more referrals in life, you get more referrals. Okay, so starting off with some type of challenge will help you kickstart that referral culture. But it's absolutely impeccable, right? His results that he got. But it's very, very, very important that off the back of that referral challenge that you launch, that you implement these basic systems. One, whenever anyone joins your business, let them know that you are asking for a referral. Dave, thank you so much for joining Code 5 Fitness. Our goal is to meet or exceed your expectations and to help you lose the 5 kilos as promised today. If we do so, would you be open to referring a friend or family member to us? Everyone says yes, because you've said you want to meet or exceed their expectations and help them reach their goal. And what that's called is setting the stage for a future referral. And it is absolutely so important that you guys do this if you want to get a ton of referrals in your business over the next 12 months. That script is so easy to do. It is also so easy not to do, right? The other systems that you want to implement that are very basic. One, ask for a referral via phone call after 21 days, right? Once someone's been a member for you, give them a call, get someone for your team to give them a call, ask them how they're enjoying their training, right? What their goals are over the next 12 months. Do they have any feedback? And then ask them for a referral at the 21-day mark. And you can systemize and automate a lot of this process as well. And then the final referral tactic that works really, really well is identifying your members who are at a high point, who have got an amazing result on a Monday, and then asking them for a referral on a Tuesday or Wednesday, because not everyone within your fitness business is open to referring. Right? Only the members who are getting amazing results, attending the events, loving the sessions, loving the nutrition, right, are more likely to refer. So you want to have a system where you're tracking your members at a high point and then asking them for a referral via text or via phone call. And those are some very, very basic referral strategies that you might be doing previously that you've forgotten about that you can implement to get more referrals. And then on the staff referrals, all we did with Reese's staff is just let them know that we're going to start to coach them on helping them refer people to the business. So he used a very simple strategy. It was a 14-day free trial that his trainers could give to their friends, family, and networks. And what Reese started to do was to meet up with them for 30 minutes every single week. He became a business coach to them where he taught them how to market. He gave them some amazing benefits where if the member joined, he paid them $100, which Reese should have done. And it's a good move to do so, because if you're asking someone to do extra work in comparison to Facebook ads, which will cost you $120 to $170 to acquire a client, if your trainers are referring people and they're joining in your business for 24 weeks, don't be a tight ass and pay them $100 to $150. Because they're doing really, really hard work for your business. And if someone joins in your business for 24 weeks, let's say they're paying $50 per week, right? That's going to give considerable income to your business. It might be, anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to $2,500, especially if they stay after that 24 weeks. So depending what you're charging, you can put a valuation on what you're willing to pay. But if someone does really good work and grows your business, especially your staff, just make sure that you reward them and you reward them handsomely, right? Because they are now becoming marketing advocates for your business. And the next one that works really well, guys, is you've got to optimize your website. If you do not have an optimized website, you are really, really going to struggle to grow, right? Especially as you're adding in all these marketing activities. Because when people opt into your Facebook ads, they're going to look at your website, especially on Google. You're driving traffic to the website, right? And a lot of people, before they go into a business, they'll go and go, what's this Code 5 business about? What's this Only the Greatest business about? Right? They are going to search your website. So make sure that it is professional, right? You don't have to go and spend like $20,000, but just make sure that it's a fair representation of your brand. And I just want to show you guys this amazing website in here, this is from our friend Felipe, who I talked about before. So his website is quite simple, but very, very, very effective. Now I'm just going to show you the homepage initially. So you'll see in here has what his website's about: personal training, online fitness group, online fitness coaching. And you'll see in here this opt-in above the fold. And this is where most people go wrong in their website. So it's got here what they're opting in for: schedule in for a free transformation session, that's a way that Felipe gets them in for a selling environment. And you guys write that down. We called our first session goal setting sessions, but because he's transformation focused, I feel like that is an amazing way to position a consultation for a free transformation session. And then he's got all his information in there. Now, this page, right, is just a very nice representation of Felipe's brand for anyone that searches, right? It's not the best website in the world I have seen, right? It's not the best, but it is good enough to help him sign 187 members every single year, right? Just make sure that if you have a website that you're running, I want you to write this down. You must be proud to show someone it. You must be proud. If not, don't have a website, get rid of it. If you're not at least proud to go, hey, this is a representation of my brand, there is no point having a website. Optimize it. There's checklists and a lot of systems where you guys can teach you on that. And what I'm kind of running you guys through, and a lot of stuff with your marketing, especially your content, your images, your ads, but most importantly, your website, is you've got to run it through the pub test. I want you to write that down, the pub test. Now, I'm based in Manly and we love to have beers over here in Australia. We love it, right? Love to catch up with Dave for a beer, love to catch up with my friend Rick for a beer, right? If my website does not pass the pub test, what that would mean, if David Pugh asked me, hey, Jimmy, can I have a look at your website at the pub? And I'm like, oh, yeah, man, here's my Instagram. It means it's not passing that test, right? If you're not willing to show someone at any instant, it means you're not proud of your website. And it's just a sign for you guys here today that you've just got to go and update it. Do you have to make it perfect? No. Do you have to make it better? Probably from 99% of the fitness business website I've seen, I'm going to say, yes, you do have to make it better than what it is today. You can do it yourself. You can go to people on Fiverr, or you can go to domestic companies that are a little bit more expensive. Just make sure that your website is a fair representation of your brand. And more importantly, that it is updated regularly, especially as your company changes. And the final one is actually, I learned this from my friend named Mitch Crow, and we did a lot of this in our gym, but he just had a few other systems that were amazing. He has over 300 members in 2 facilities based in Newcastle in New South Wales. Now, what he does really, really well is actually his database activation. So within your database, if you're collecting name, emails, and phone numbers, which you should be for your business, is say in your database, you might have 1,000 people and you might only have 100 active members in your business. And what we're talking about in your database is how are you marketing via email, text message, phone call to everyone's data that you already have in a CRM to reactivate them, right? And there's a couple of things that you should be doing, and then a little bit of the icing on the cake that I learned from Mitch that is really basic to implement, but it's also super basic not to implement. You guys just have to choose whether you want to grow your business and be amazing marketers and salespeople, or whether you just want to use this as an idea that you might do in the future. So first of all, with your database, you should be sending them regular emails. Now, what regular emails are is whatever regular is to you. Okay, so if you're comfortable at sending a weekly email that's valuable, settle on weekly. If you really love marketing and you love copywriting, you might decide to send 2 or 3 emails a week. But in your marketing, especially via email, you've just got to be really consistent. right? Whatever consistency and being regular with your emails is to you, just set the standard now and follow it for 12 months without deviation. But the biggest thing with email marketing, guys, especially for the people that are opening it, is make sure your email is bloody valuable, right? Don't just send them really, really boring stuff, right? Because then they'll open your email, they'll never open it again. And you've got to really decipher what would be the highest value for your niche, right? Say for me, if I was like helping people lose 5 kilos, in a really valuable email, it might have a video overviewing how they could, lose 5 kilos over the next 6 weeks. It might have a testimonial of my client, Amy, who just lost 10 kilos. So then we've got education, right? And then we've also got a little bit of social proof in there as well. And there might be a really nice social media post that we did on Instagram that we could attach into that email. So that way, if Rick opens it and he wants to lose 5 kilos, he's got a piece of content, he's got a little bit of social proof that we're actually good at what we do, right? And then he's got another piece of valuable content that all aligns into the same goal, right? And if you make your emails valuable, it'll increase your open rate, but more importantly, increase your sales. And again, this is something that you've just got to start to do it. The first 10 emails you send will be really crappy, but I promise you, if you send an email every single week for the next year and you read it and you review it and you focus on getting better and you look at other ideas of all the millions of emails you get in your email inbox and try to innovate, you'll get really amazing at your email marketing. And then you've obviously got text message marketing if you have their mobile number. Now you've got 2 options here with your text, and I'll tell you the pros and cons of each. So the first one you could do in text is mass-produced broadcast text messages, right? Which we call the war plan or a reactivation sequence. And these work really well because you can just send 1,000 text messages in 45 seconds with a new offer. Okay. And that's what everyone should be doing every 1, 2, or 3 months, just depending on your cadence. And I was talking to Rick about cadences the other day. Every business is a little bit different. You've just got to see your ROI in terms of text messages and results. But one of the things that Mitch does really, really well, that's really simple, it'll blow your mind, is he just sends 5 customized messages every single day to his ex-members and lost leads on a sequence. Right. And what that will mean is like reaching out to an ex-member. Say if Dave's an ex-member, you always go, hey, Dave, mate, how's things going? Been a while since I've seen you. Just checking in. How are you going with your triathlon training? And that's a customized and really powerful text message. And you guys know the differences. You know when you get a automated message. Let me know if you know when a message is automated. Give me a Y in the chat, whether you just know, hey, this isn't for me. This is for 5,000 other people and me. Right. And we also know when you get a customized message, and within marketing and sales, there's a place for both. But if you just reach out to 5 people every single day off your database, you're looking at 25 people a week, and you can do the math on what that is over a year. What happens if you reached out to 10 people? But make sure that message is thoughtful, make sure it's customized, and use a past experience or memory or result to make sure that they know it's for them. Okay, and doing that, you've got the broadcast, and then you've also got customizations. But then also the final one within your database, which not many people do, but Mitch does it really well, is you can actually call all of your ex-members and lost leads, which is the creme de la creme of follow-up, right? Because you can actually have a conversation with them. Is it easy to do? No, it's really, really hard to do, right? If you bite it down into little chunks though, guys, and just say, Michael, if you're like, hey, I'm just going to call 3 of my ex-members and lost leads every single day, it makes it a little bit easier and more achievable. And then when you start to get amazing results, you can call 3 people a day, then 5, then 10, then 15. But never complain, especially those who have big databases full of leads. Don't complain that you don't have any leads. Just go back to the previous people who have inquired and treat them like a new lead and start to call them. Right. And there's been a massive change in the online marketing space. For those who love online and internet marketing like myself, there has been a massive change because of the increases in prices in getting paid ads and being able to convert people. There is now cold calling centers across the world helping business owners make astronomical amounts of money. Now, do fitness business owners need an outbound call center? No way, right? You probably don't. But is it wise just to call all the people whose names, emails, and phone numbers you already have instead of complaining about you don't have enough leads? 100% it is, guys. It's really easy to do if you want to implement it in small blocks, but it's also really easy not to do. but it's an amazing way for you to be able to generate more leads. And so just recapping them, guys, we've got Facebook and Instagram ads, and I'm about to show you some trainings on where to get things. You've got your Google My Business and Google Ads set up. Then you've got Instagram, right? Then you've got Facebook. Then you've got referrals. Then you've got your website. Then you've got your database marketing. And guys, these are all really powerful if you get really, really good at them. They all have got astronomical and amazing results for fitness business owners, but the key is you've got to be good at it.